Hi everyone, welcome back into the real world scenario series. This video is basically the follow-up of my previous video, that is hacking into Windows using the Quasar RAT. And as promised in my previous video, in this video I'm going to show you how to make our quasar.exe file more convincing. The highlight of the video itself is creating a convincing means to deliver our Quasar RAT. I'll be using two methods. In the first method I'll be embedding the rat.exe into macros, and to do that I'm going to be using a dropper script which is going to be download and execute type. I'm not embedding the whole quasar.exe file into macros because quasar.exe is having a file size of 348 KB while the macros size restriction is only till 64 KB. From there I'm going to move on to my Kali Linux system, and in my Kali Linux system I'm going to start ngrok using HTTP 80, and the generated link from ngrok I'm going to copy it and we'll be putting that in the dropper script later on. I'm going to start Apache server using service apache 2 start, and then I'm going to copy my quasar.exe file in the var www.html directory. After that I'm going to start my OpenVPN configuration file and Quasar RAT listener. Now as before I'm going to do this on my Windows XP VM machine. After we are done with all that, we are going to copy our macro script and embed it into a Excel workbook. This is going to be as per the social scenario, it's going to be a sales report file, which I'll show you in the video. Another thing to note over here is we need to remove all the .exe extensions. If they are still there, then macros is going to be flagged by Windows Defender as a malicious script and it won't allow the system to run it. So we need to remove them from the dropper script. Also we need to rename the quasar.exe file in our disk directory from quasar.exe to Quasar. Now as a precaution, we'll be packing it into a zip file with a password and zip legacy encryption so that email systems don't flag it, and I'll be telling the victim that the password is so and so, and for security concerns I have packed it in the zip. So then I'm going to send a zip via email to the victim. So let's go through this procedure now and then let's move on to method 2. So I'll show you the script. Now this is the script which I'm going to use. You can see over here the ngrok link is to be posted here, and that is quasar.exe. As mentioned in the note, we need to remove .exe extension, so I'm going to do that. .exe remove here, .exe remove here, and .exe remove here. Now this does not affect the conventional functionality because shell considers the file which is already saved as a executable and runs it. So let's move on to our Kali Linux system now. So on my Kali Linux system now, I'm going to start my ngrok session by typing in ngrok http 80. Before you do this, make sure ngrok is in the home directory. I already placed it there, so this is going to execute. Next thing to do is we need to start our Apache server. I'm going to copy this link and put it in my list pad. Now we need to copy our quasar.exe file to our web hosting directory, which is at var www.html. And as in the note, I'm going to change this extension, remove .exe. While we are here, I'm also going to start up my listener. This is my Windows XP on VM. So this is the OpenVPN configuration file which I got generated from portmap.io. I'm going to right click it and start it with OpenVPN. So this is going to set up our TAN TUN 0 interface so that the domain which is provided by portmap.io redirects traffic to our local host on 5990. After opening Quasar RAT, you can see that it already has started listening on 5990. This is because in the setting marked over here saying listen for new connection on startup, started listening on my last port which was set over here. So that's it guys, our listener lab is set up. I'm going to move on to my Windows 10 machine now. Okay, over here on our Windows 10 machine, I'm going to modify that script now. I'm going to put my ngrok link what we copied from the Kali Linux system here. And that's it, our script is ready. So this script I'm going to copy and put in my sales report. My sales report file is this one. Now my sales report already has a macro script in it. Now another thing I should mention over here is the social scenario. The social scenario is such that we are going to hack into our boss's PC. The reason for doing so is my boss is very arrogant at work and harasses everyone. And the means we are going to use to hack into his system will be discussed in the video. Now he has sent me a mail that he wants the October 1st week sales report to be submitted, and I'm going to use this to our advantage and send him a sales report file embedded with the macros code in it. Now this is the sales report file. It already has a macro script wherein the button is linked with the macro script to open the charts. That's pretty much a valid reason for having macros in it, and he's going to have to anyway enable the macros. So I'm going to copy my code, and then I'm going to go under developer, view code, and I'm going to link our macros code along with the view chart. That's the click button, so that when my boss clicks on that button, this will automatically get executed. Another thing that we have to do over here is we need to remove this sub auto open here, because we are directing it to the click button on view chart. And that's it. We're going to save this file. This warning we are getting because there's some personal information in the document, it can be ignored, so press OK. Close this. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this file may get flagged by the virus scanners when you are sending an email, because the attachments are always scanned. So to avoid that, I'm going to zip it. Let's get to archive, zip. I'm going to set a password. Now the password I'm going to set as my boss's birthday, so that is on 11/02/1990, and I'm going to tick mark zip legacy encryption. Now let's open the mail now. Now this is the mail that my boss has sent me. Urgent, requires sales report ASAP. So I'm going to reply to this mail now. Drag and drop the file there. Also, we need to mention about the password. That's it. We'll send it now. And there we have it. We have sent a file to our victim. Now it will take him some time to go through that mail and check it. So in that time, we're going to use the second method to prepare our embedded or binded exe. So in the second method, we're going to embed our RAT exe into another exe. The other exe is going to be Process Explorer by sysinternals. It's a pretty good program, and the reason why I'm using this is that my boss had asked for this program. I'm going to show that program to you so that you all have a pretty idea on what that program is actually about. It comes as a part of the sysinternals package. So here. So you can see over here the program shows us the CPU usage, the working set, and the PID, etc, etc. And also another good feature of the program is if you have an application and you don't know which process is running the application, it has this targeting tool. You just have to drag and drop it and it's going to point out which program is running over there. So this is the program that I told my boss about, and he told me like send it to me. So I'm going to deliver it to him via USB or by other means. I'm going to personally give it to him. So to start off with that, the step is the same. OpenVPN configuration file has to be generated from portmap.io and Quasar list that I need to start that OpenVPN configuration file on our listener machine. Now already done that on a Windows XP machine. Now to embed the files, I'm going to use iExpress. Create new self-extraction directory file. Extract files and run the installation command. The package name I'm going to give it Process Explorer. No prompt. Do not display a license. And it's asking to add the files. So these are the two files that I'm going to give it. Next. Now over here the install program has to be Process Explorer, and the post install program is supposed to be our Quasar.exe, because after the Process Explorer exits, then our Quasar.exe file starts. We'll leave it to default, no message, and the location where we want it saved. I'm going to save it on my desktop. I'm going to create a folder over here where I'll save it, called Process Explorer. I'm going to name it as Process Explorer and press save. Also, another thing to note over here, we need to tick mark this hide file extraction process. We don't want the user being aware that so and so files are being extracted out. So next, this parameter is not required, so I'm going to put no restart. We don't require a SCD file to be generated, so I'm going to press no, don't save, and next. Finish. So here's our folder here, and here's the exe file which is generated. Now remove out the capital letters.exe. Now to make this file more convincing, we're going to change the icon to something which looks like a Process Explorer, like this PE Explorer here. So to do that, I'm going to use Resource Hacker. Drag and drop this file there. Click on icon, action, replace icon, open file, and then I'm going to choose this file here and press replace, and then I'm going to save this. So you can see over here it has generated two files, which is one is the original and one is the one embedded with our new icon. I'm going to cut this file and put it on the desktop so the icon gets refreshed. As you can see over here, we have successfully replaced the icon. Now this file has to be delivered to the victim or boss by using a USB or by using ShareIt or any other means. So on the next visit to my office, I'm going to use this to deliver it to my boss. So this is going to be my backup in case the first method fails. So till the time our boss sees the email, opens up that Excel file, I'm going to pause this video till then, and we'll resume once I get my session back. As you can see over here, it looks like our boss has opened a file and we got a session back here. going to go on the system information. Manager. I'm going to do one thing over here. I'm going to take remote desktop and let's see what it's doing. Minimize this video. And he's looking at a sales report. So that's it, guys. You pretty much know well about like what the other functions of the Quasar RAT are. So I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching.